I think this will be interesting. I have a couple clips. There's a couple bunch of different clips, but this first one will be seems to be interesting.
I think the reason women are superior to men is because women are always seeking to evolve and to grow. I think we're more mature. I think that we invest in our education as it relates to reading more books, watching films about how we can become better. Spiritual walk. You just look at church. What's the percentage of women that go to church versus men? All I'm saying is, I think men really need to lean into and shift the pendulum when it comes to personal development. I picked up this book. I'm going to actually give this to my husband. It's called The Man You're Called to Be. And I think that that's what life is about. We're supposed to be getting better. If you have a man, a boyfriend, husband, brother, nephew, I think that this is a good addition to their repertoire of things. Anthony D. Bryce wrote this book, which was inspired by a post that he posted online where men were not feeling seen. And I think that is a big deal. I think that is a big issue that we have generally and culturally. Get the book. I think the reason
Now, seems like she's trying to I don't know, advertise this book, but her first part is very debunkable, right? Her first part is very debunkable. Saying women are superior is absolutely this is I've said this before where women at the end of the day, women are no better than men. Women show themselves as no different than men. So because you gotta imagine this the rhetoric, okay? Imagine if men did that, right? Men are superior to women. Women will have a consumption, right? Women will have women will call outrage, right? Women will be angry if men come out and say men are superior to women, right? And we have plenty of men, you know, that do that, like Fresh and Fit. They say that they're superior to women, and how many hate do those men get? Yeah, it's okay, right? It's fine for a woman to say that they're superior to men. The hypocrisy there, the hypocrisy there, I find it funny because here's another thing. So women are so superior to men, yet they complain about the pay gap. How superior are you when you complain that you make less than men? Women are so superior to men, yet they complain about the patriarchy. Okay, so you are living under the government of men. Huh, you're so superior. Yet you can't create your own government. You can't create your own infrastructure. You can't even protect yourself. Right? Women constantly complain about men being dangerous. I'd rather pick the bear. Right? Where's the superiority? Where's the superiority? And here's the thing where throughout history, women are so superior, yet men have shown the higher level of intelligence. There are more outstanding men than there are outstanding women. Being a little bit above average means what? Really nothing, right? It's nothing special. Oh, you're a little bit above average. So what? You're still basically average. But women love to, scream to the rooftop. You're a little better than average. Yet you also claim victimhood. So what is it? Are you better than men? Are you superior to men, or are you being oppressed by men? I find that the hypocrisy there. So you are saying that you are superior to men, yet you complain that men are oppressing you. Quite the conundrum. Wayne, what's up, my brother? Sydney, Australia. Whoa! I cannot believe I have a Australian watcher. That is amazing. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. Ooh, it's 11. What are you watching? Why are you watching this on at 11? At 12 in the morning? Well, you're crazy. Or 12 in the afternoon? Women saying they are superior to men because these women are really insecure. Exactly. Shows their insecurity. Now let's dissect this a bit.
I think the reason women are superior to men is because women are always seeking to evolve and to grow.
How is that? How is women always seeking to evolve and to grow? To be honest, I find women supposedly seeking, to grow or evolve is more about women getting more selfish throughout time. What is their example of really evolving and growing? Just seems like more selfishness.
I think we're more mature.
How are you more mature? What, in all honesty, what has shown women to be more mature than men? I, I, I mean, I would love an example, right? How are women more mature than men? I, she doesn't really give an example of that, but in my opinion, I don't see that. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, when you are constantly asking for someone to provide for you, shows a bit of immaturity. Okay, right? When you're women on this, women are constantly, particularly online. I will make that distinction. Women constantly online are trying to push men to provide for them. I have so many videos, an archive of videos showing that. So how are you so mature when you are in, you are like a child that needs a man to provide for you?
I think that we invest in our education as it relates to reading more books.
Invest in your education, reading more books. Here's the thing: women predominantly read fantasy books. Women predominantly do not read, let's say, because you gotta think, okay? Let's think about women in colleges. Yes, women are out earning degrees than men. But you gotta think, what degrees are women out earning? Right? What degrees are women actually, taking? It's really a lot of times useless degrees. A degree in colonialism, right? My brother, my bro AJ has done quite a few videos of women doing ridiculous degrees. Okay, a degree in, I don't know, like I said, colonialism. A degree in African American studies. Okay, great. What does that do for you? A degree in music theory. Okay, whatever. A degree in, I don't know, fucking know. It's like a lot of the degrees that women do are low paying. Low paying. Doesn't require high levels of intelligence. Now, social work. I mean, I'm not discrediting how amazing social work is because it's helpful, but it's not a sign of intelligence. Right? Social work isn't a sign of intelligence. Let's say nurse, being a nurse. I'm not saying it's not helpful. It is amazing. Being a nurse is an amazing thing. But again, being a nurse is not a sign of high level of intelligence. It's not. Women predominantly do not go into STEM fields, sciences, math, technology, right? Women don't. So really, and usually those fields require a high level of intelligence. Women do not, what is it? Women are not the majority in those fields, right? Women are not the majority in engineering. That is a high level of intelligence, right? It requires a high level of intelligence. Engineering field. Women do not dominate in the fields that require a high level of intelligence. Yeah, I mean, plenty of men read.
Watching films about how we can become better, spiritual.
And you know what? By telling everyone, judging men constantly and playing the victim. Exactly. Right? Constantly judging people, constantly judging men. And really, I always find too, constantly judging the men that you choose to interact with. That's the thing where I'm going for, right? I mean, you can judge people. It is what it is. But I find it funny. I find it lack of maturity when you're judging the men that you chose, right? The liars, the cheaters, the bad boys, the pookies, the ray rays, right? The men that you chose, the abusers, the men that can't commit, the men that you say is DL, whatever. You chose them. You should have been mature enough to understand accountability. Yet women don't understand accountability. Women are so mature, yet they can't understand the concept of accountability. And here's the thing where women constantly throw around the word narcissism, right? Constantly throw around all these toxic masculinity. Yeah, I don't view that as maturity.
You just look at church. What's the percentage of women that go to church versus men?
using church, that women predominantly go to church as a superiority, right? As a trait of superiority. Here's the thing. Women predominantly go to church, yet they don't even follow the word of God. Women are more combative than ever. There are more single moms than ever. There are less marriages than ever. There are more divorces than ever. Okay? Women are more aggressive, combative, disobedient, right? Follow no lead of a man. So what in women's life, right? What in women's life actually shows that she's following the teachings of God? What? Right? What in a woman's life actually shows that she's following the teachings of God? I think none. I think practically none. Right? Being a single mom is not a big teaching, that God, teaches, right? Women are never wrong.
All I'm saying is, I think men really need to lean into and shift the pendulum when it comes to personal development.
Now, again, we can find common grounds. I agree. I do agree that more men need to focus on themselves. More men need to focus on being the best version of themselves. I do 100% agree. I agree that more men need to focus on bettering themselves, focus on improving their mental state, focus on their physical state, focusing on their financial state. More men need to do that. So that I 100% agree, because I think a lot of men are depressed or struggling in life, or have no plans in life because they have no direction. They feel like they have no purpose. They're guideless. But one of the things that you need to learn is improving yourself. And I believe that not many men do that. Not many men focus on that. So I agree with her on that.
I picked up this book.
Now, I don't care about the book part because you're peddling stupidity, right? You figure out what book you want to read. But we found some common ground. I just think that it's ridiculous to start out your ad, or your whatever ad, with saying that women are superior to men, and then saying, "Oh, men should buy this." Yeah, that's stupid. That's idiotic, in my opinion.